Welcome to another episode of Daily Dead Cells here on Games on Slow and Bad. Let's dive in. We've done pretty well recently. We got a new rune not that long ago, and maybe my controller will respond. There we go. The Switch controllers are so temperamental. We got a pretty good collection going. Alright, so we got an oiled sword and a firebrand. This should be fun. So, alright, so that rune that we found allows us to use some sort of teleporting spots, which should be interesting. Ah, it was right there. I could have done that. So, what have we learned thus far in the game? Well, we've learned that if you want to beat a boss, straight DPS weapons that cause a lot of damage quickly might not be your best bet, and that you might be better served getting a weapon that inflicts a ton of dots. Or what do we got? Damage to a frozen target. You know, no, we're good. The daggers aren't bad, but they feel slow. It's a little bit of a shame because the daggers could be a lot more fun if they were really fast with lower damage, thus creating an equal amount of DPS but doing it a different way. When I think daggers in a video game, I always think rapid attacks. But actually the swords are generally the fastest, and those daggers generally kind of slow. Alright. I think this is the way to the sewer, and I don't think we're going to do the sewer this time. We did the sewer last time, but I do want more cells. And there's sewer, so we're good on that. What do we got here? Writing. Some writing. It's difficult to read. Malaise. They're all affected, not die here. Is this one of those ones? No, I don't think. Sometimes there's a searchable right down here in this sewer grate. Unfortunately, I don't think this one is. Womp womp. Alright, so with our new rune that we found last time, we can teleport, which I think allows us access to areas we previously could not get to. I've seen a few of these scattered throughout, but they do seem somewhat rare. I'm assuming that they're in set places, and just how brilliantly this game is laid out, I wouldn't be surprised if they lock other features within the game. Alright, cool. Alright, so we got a crossbow thrower thing. We're going to use this just because we can. Oh, look at that! There's one of them. So that right there is one of the statues that allow you to teleport. We're going to teleport. Whoom. Ooh. Alright, so the addition of this unlocked additional, I'm going to call them hard mode areas. Ooh. Well, we're going to drink this because I'm not doing so hot. I'm glad I realized that. Which allow us access to some other items. That's pretty cool. One thing I do love is this game just ramps. Like, it doesn't stop. If it was hard 1 minute, it doesn't suddenly get easy because you unlock, like, one thing. It's always hard, and they just make it harder and harder. Those swinging traps are incredibly difficult because how often in a game are you just not paying good enough attention? It's especially true when you're recording, because there's so many times where I'm trying to say something or come up with something witty to say, that I'm not focused on what I'm doing. Come on. Alright. Alright, cool. Roll under here. Light this guy on fire. Cool. Anything good over here? No, nothing special. That seemed like a good secret room, but apparently not. Alright, we got a wolf trap. I'm going to leave the wolf trap. So, for reference, wolf traps trap them in place and do some damage. I actually kind of like the setup we have with the crossbow. Makes it really easy to light things on fire, and the crossbow does just a ridiculous amount of damage. We're very heavy red on this run, so... Ooh. We're very heavy red in this run, so we are going to invest in it. There we go. 18 cells, and we still haven't hit the shop. What do we got? We got a special bow, we got a quick bow, and we got a blood sword. Damage to a burning target. That's some really good synergy with what we got. What does this do? Shots pierce the first target. You know what? We're going to get this blood sword, and that'll stack well with what we're rolling. We're going to build a fire-heavy build. What was it I saw over there then? So, joining me here tonight, for the first time seeing this game ever, is my wife, Doc S. Doc S, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
We're going to have to shout a little bit because you are way the Christ over there.
And how are you?
That's super cash. Thanks. That's exactly what you sound like every day.
Let me finish my yoo-hoo and then I will join you.
Wow, you're just like going straight announcer voice today?
I don't know what you want.
Let me finish my yoo-hoo and I will be right over. Supernatural. Alright, what are we going to get? We got 18 cells to spend. Alright, what do we got up here? 3 more items to get the Hunter's Grenade. Well, let's do that. An Impaler. That sounds like fun. What doesn't kill me? I haven't looked at this yet. Recovers 11 HP after a parry. That could be cool if you stacked it with the right items. Let's get that. And... Powerful Grenade sounds fun. What do we got? An Impaler. Critical 20% more damage. Well, not right now, but perhaps in the future. And yes. Okay. Fire grenade that also freezes people. Yeah, that sounds like fun. So, this game is a roguelike, for those of you who are new to this. Roguelike dungeon game. Think like a Castlevania or a Metroid. With some really trolly combat. That is basically rebuilt every time you play to be slightly different. The levels, the overarching levels, are the same. However, the things you find in the level and the order of stuff seen within the level are not. I should start checking those more zealously. So, you play a game one time and you feel like you had a really good run and you feel like you found a lot of cool stuff. The next time you play that same exact run, nothing will be in the exact same place, making it a unique experience every single time. What do we got? So, we have done this level a few times now. Oh, an elite grenader, excellent. Oof. There we go. Alright, elite units. So when you kill an elite unit in this game, you get an item. Sometimes it's like an amulet, other times it is, other times it's a weapon. This is one of the best amulets I have found. Minus 10% damage received, so we basically get a 10% protection boost. And we go invisible after 5 seconds, and your first invisible attack inflicts 150% damage. Meaning that if we wait 5 seconds without attacking something, yeah, see, we get that little foggy effect. And our first attack is going to be crazy powerful. Now, we need to think about that when we're opening doors. You can't open doors without using your sword. I default to using my sword almost entirely, because I'm a child. And breaking open doors with a sword seems like fun. But in this case, we should really think about not using our sword. Okay, what do we got? Here's a good example of where that comes in handy. So I was able to get a jump on that totem that was granting all those extra powers. And in doing so, it made my life a lot easier. So this looks like a pretty good set. when I think about whether or not that power is going to be any help when we get to the boss, the first boss at least, it almost certainly will not be any help. Nope. Nothing home. Oh, teleport. Let's do it. Where are we going? Over here. Cool. So that's the new rune power that we just got in one of the last episodes. And what does it grant us access to? Unfortunately, I can't get this ice grenade because it's like 200 gold too much. That's a damn shame. A damn shame. Anything over here? No. We might use this teleporter after and come back here and get that ice grenade. I really enjoy an ice-fire combo, especially if I can get ice grenades that burn people, and I have fire grenades that freeze people. So I have a silly combination of weapons right now that should be a lot of fun. Well, that's not fun. The spikes in this game are absolutely no joke. If you get caught up on spikes, you're going to get knackered pretty hardcore. Alright, so that's the damage boost to fire enemies on fire with this sword. It's making a big difference for me right now. Alright, and this is going to be our first tactics upgrade, so we're going to get 40% and our firebrands as well as our bow will both be increased. We're going to clear this place out because I need the gold and I need the cells. Because I would like to get more blueprints, and to get more blueprints we need that hunter thing. But we are actually cruising pretty good right now. Like, I'm not feeling tremendously underpowered. And usually at this stage, I have a pretty good sense as to whether or not I'm going to make it. Alright, so, those little flying guys are a little bit of a problem. I don't have a tremendous solution to deal with them. They fly over and they mess you up. They dart at you. And without a bow seems to be the easiest way to take care of them. But if you don't have a bow, you're pretty much left in a situation where you've got to figure out a different way to get rid of them. Ooh, what do we got? A ton of cells for 8,000. Unfortunately, I don't have 8,000. Ooh, this game keeps throwing more and more at me. What do you got here? Anybody in here? I'd love to see what this actually is. Like, I can't wait to actually figure out what's in there. I also keep forgetting to turn on the alternative fonts, because I have heard online that the fonts are pretty awesome. Ooh, something new. Flower pots, a mattress, a large pot, and a window. Let's see what's going on here. Hanged prisoner. Guess he wanted to choose the time of his death. He's been holding a faded flower between his fingers. A moment of silence. Nah. I've got better things to do. Well, you just kicked a hanged prisoner. The damage you take is inflicted on the enemy. Ooh. This is a tough one. I'm going to stick with the golden amulet, but not because I think it's that much better. A whole bunch of plants seem to have been underwater recently. Looks like this guy loved flowers. All the fabric in this bed seem to have torn up and used elsewhere. All the seeds are on the window's ledge. That must be where to get a supply from. There's a label on the pot. Do not water after midnight. That thing planted there looks less like a flower and more like an experiment going horribly wrong. A fun little Gremlins reference, I think, there. So, what do we got? Oh, a shop. Another shop. What do we got here? A lightning bolt, so we can go full Darth Sidious. Throwing knife and greed shield. Unfortunately, no dice for those guys, but we are going to take the teleporter back and go get a frost grenade, because, man, do I love the frost grenade, fire grenade combo. Not that the turrets are bad, but I like this combo much better. The ability to burn some... I wonder if we get to this. The next rune must be like a double jump or something. Or rather, like a triple jump. Alright, so, Ice in water equals frozen enemies. Just a fun fact. One of the things I like about this game is oftentimes, if it makes sense, the game plays that way. In other words, if it makes sense that an enemy would take damage from fire or from falling, that's how the game works. It doesn't take huge logic leaps to get your head in line with what's actually going on. Which I can appreciate. A lot of games try to overthink things. You know, oh, well, this enemy is immune to fire, blah, 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 because it would be better. Well, how about you just make them get damaged by the fire, just like the player, and then it feels more balanced. What's this? This is another rune I have not gotten yet. I'll be interested to see what that is for. What do we get today? We're getting stuff. Alright, we are 100% brutality right now, so we are going to go heavy brutality. Alright, so we aren't in ramps yet, but we have a really lovely assortment of weapons. The firebrands are working out well for us for the moment. I wouldn't mind retiring them for a fire bow of some sort. So I'll be interested to see what I can find as we go along. Again, fire bow, fire really any ranged weapon. This is another one of those things that I can't actually do right now. That's a bummer. Now that it's generating more of those type of things into the level, I must be pretty close to whatever that double jump or triple jump or wall jump you get is. Alright, balance blade, 1% recovered per attack. Victims burn. You know what? Double burning could be huge. You know what? Nope, we're going to stick with this. Don't overthink it. So I had a hard time for a while. I couldn't figure out what these purple things were, but it's, when it says there's bugs that come out and get them a swarm of insects, that's a swarm of insects. Just an interesting little side note in case you're wondering what that is. Alright, where are we at? Well, we got rid of this guy. Let's head this way. Statue of the King! I believe there's usually one of these teleportation statues at the end over here, blocking something I ordinarily can't get to. Well, today, we're getting there. Let's go. The ossuary? What is an ossuary? What is an ossuary? Hun, do you know what an ossuary is?
The cousin of the ocelot?
You know, I was thinking that, and I was going to make that joke. I decided against it, but yeah.
Ossuary, I'm guessing something that spins?
A thing where you keep your ocelots?
The nursery for
The nursery for the baby ocelots. I'm sure that's what it is. Alright, was that enough to get the... No. Well, let's, I guess get an ice bow? We're not going to use the ice bow, I don't think, unless it's amazing. No, it's not amazing at all. How about this? Okay. That is really... No, I'm okay. That is really slow. I'm not going to do anything with that right now. I will get an upgrade to cool down my grenades 50% faster. The problem with the grenade combos is always that they're very slow. So that's where the firebrand comes in. It's essentially another weak freaking grenade. One of the worst places on the island, or one of the safest, depending on who you ask. Ossuary. Well, let's use some context clues to figure out what an ossuary is. Is it full of ostriches? Who knows? Knowing this game, it would be ostriches that one-shot you. Alright, well this looks horrifying. I sealed 4 minutes ago. Yeah, I was never getting that one. This level immediately makes me think that they're going to try and jump scare me. Like, I am damn well convinced that this game is going to try and jump scare me. Ooh, that's pretty. We gotta go find where that is. Oh, that's the freaking time thing, darn it. 20 cells, a blueprint. Man, that's a bummer. What on earth are you? And how do I get rid of you? Well, apparently I light you on... What on earth? What on earth? What on earth? Okay. So everything... Oh god, everything is here's horrifying. Everything here is sneaky horrifying. Oh, I don't want to be here anymore. I give up. I just want to go home. Take me back to the prison. Just kidding. This is going to be a fun one. This is the first time we're in the ossuary. It's full of ostriches or something. I don't know. So to recap our gear out right now, we have a sword that does extra damage to targets on fire, the firebrands to light things on fire, a fire grenade to light things on fire, and an ice grenade because I like ice grenades. We had an opportunity at another grenade that would light things on fire, and I opted to stick with this. We'll get the health up. Bag. Okay. It may be wrong to rummage through stuff that isn't mine, but they're all dead anyway. What do we got? Just gold? That's a bummer. To all soldiers, anyone who fails to obey the king's orders will be hanged on the spot. Right, well, at least it's clear. Leadership is being absolutely clear in your directives. So, you know, you gotta appreciate the fact that the king made it abundantly clear what would happen. Oh, those are beautiful. Oh, I wish I could get those. Oh, that balanced blade isn't bad either. Oof. So, unfortunately, this gives me a sense of what I should have at this point in terms of gear, and I do not have that. I have an effective gear set, but I think I'm underpowered times infinity. Alright. Yeah, I'm underpowered. It's abundantly clear at this point. Yeah, I must get a double jump. This is pretty. Oh no! I don't want to do this. I 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 don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Nope, didn't want to do this in the first place. I'm sorry. Can I just apologize and go home? Nope. Ah. That giant ostrich skeleton killed me. Well, this has been another episode of Daily Dead Cells. We went to the ossuary today and we got owned, and we now know what it is. It's full of fire enemies, and what does that mean? We gotta gear up appropriately. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with another episode tomorrow. Have a nice night.